Good evening. It's 8 o'clock Monday evening, and like every Monday at 8 o'clock, I'm doing a live, and I want to actually inspire as much as possible entrepreneurs or managers that really want to scale up, want to do better in their life, and want to take advantage of the tools that I'm giving you to be inspired, but also to take action and to do something with it. And today, I want to talk about sales. Sales, not in the matter of giving you all the techniques and everything that you need, but more to inspire you to understand why you hate sales. Because most of us hate sales. And if you don't, are somebody like that, then most probably you will recognize yourself in what I'm going to say. And that means that you probably already are doing the right stuff. But most people do hate sales. And I see a lot of the clients coming to me when they have that issue. So the question is, why do you hate sales? Why would that be? Are you afraid of being criticized by the person that you're calling? Is it because you might not be confident enough about what you have to say about your product or your business? Or maybe you don't trust the industry in which that you operate? Is it because you're having the feeling that you actually don't know how to do it, so you don't have the skills? Um, it actually means that there is something that you should do better, right? It's logic. When you do something that you don't know very well and you practice on it every day, you should get better at it. And that's the same for sales. If you take sales as something that you should train on every day, you probably will get a lot better at it. And it is like a mind shift, like a sportsman who is doing a lot and training a lot every day is going to probably have better results than the one that is not training every day. And so with sales, it's the same thing. When you don't do it every day, you get out of the habit of doing it specifically well. And you can use sales scripts and you can use all the techniques that are given to you. At least if you have those. If you don't have those, then probably you should get in touch with somebody like myself, where you can get that and how you can work with a really strong script. But it's not only the script that is important. It's not only the perfect sales cycle that I'm teaching as well, of every step that you have to take into the sales process. Those things are really important to get to where you want to be. But it's more important, first of all, to train on them, to be in control of it, and not waiting till you are in front of a client and then practice with the client. You don't practice with the client. You practice first with yourself or with a colleague or with a partner or even with your kids. Why not? But you need to train every single day. Actually, you should look at that as a bit of a daily ritual. Last Monday, I spoke about the ritual of your daily habits, like getting up and doing some exercises, writing down your goals. So I'm not going to repeat all of it, but that's your daily rituals. But sales and practicing on sales, especially if you want to be good at it and if you want to make your income out of it, then you should practice every day. Whether it is by looking in the mirror and pitching yourself or getting your script, reading it out loud so that you have the feeling that it is natural instead of having the feeling that you're just, saying something. It all is about how often and how good that you're practicing on yourself. Take your phone, record yourself, watch it, watch what you could do better. Listen to the words. Are those words resonating for yourself already? Because if they don't resonate for yourself, they probably will not resonate for somebody else. So, what is it that you think you can do to train yourself every day? There's things that I'm doing. So, in the morning when I get up, I always take like 10 to 15 minutes to train myself on something. It's not sales like every day on that moment in time, but it is always something that is related to sales. And then in the day, when I'm taking the car to go somewhere, I have my apps in which I have my training on sales that I can listen to every single day. So I'm part of the 10x business coaches with Grant Cardone, and Grant Cardone is the number one sales man in the world, I can guarantee that. And he's like sharing all his techniques, all his ways that he has been learning of how to get your sales, whether it's with income calls, outgoing calls, whether it is cold calls, warm calls, with your power base, name it. You have everything in the Cardone University. And I have been looking and watching those things for 2 years now. So when I'm doing this every single day, it helps me to get into the mindset of what sales means, because sales is not the main thing that you need to do. By having the feeling that you have to sell something to somebody, the word selling sounds like pushy, negative. It doesn't sound like it is something that you want to do. That's why people hate the word and hate the job in a way. But when you look at sales as being a service for others that you serve instead of selling, then you are in a different mindset. Because by serving people, you know that you do something that is ethically right for them. You help them to take a decision where they cannot take the decision at that point in time. And if it's not that moment, then your job is to follow up on those people, making sure they have all the answers, that they are being seen, that they are being heard, that they are getting the permission to buy from you. Because that's what people wait for. Not always. And if it's not the case, then you have to ask them what it is that is holding them back to buy from you. Because that can be an objection or it can be a complaint. You have to try to find out what that is. And sometimes, and very often, you need to ask difficult questions to get to those answers. Most salespeople don't like to ask those difficult questions. But it's all in the psychology of how you do it. And it's not like putting people into a corner where they cannot get out of it. You have to first to identify what this person needs. And once that you identify that, you can look for what your service or product is that you can offer. But if you don't practice on this on a daily basis, you will get rusted. And when you are in front of the client, and he is giving you an objection, you will block, because you will not know how to ask another question to get him to understand that he has something to do to get and buy your service or your product. So daily training is really essential. And I'm just willing to put a little bit more emphasis on this, because a lot of people are forgetting how much action there is needed to do something. And training yourself is part of those actions. If, for example, you're studying, and I'm giving an example for myself. In school, I studied math, and I studied geography and a lot of other stuff. And after, a year, I probably forgot most of it. Why? Because I'm not staying into the content. I'm not keeping up to it. And I'm not interested about it, so I forget about it. So sales can be the same thing. You might not find it interesting. You might not find it very exciting. You might want to, hold back on it because you have to talk to people that maybe you don't know. And then you're afraid of what they might say. But your emotions are not part of the game here. You should get away from your emotions. Emotions only come up when you don't have enough clients and that you absolutely want to sell something to that one client that you're talking to. But that's not the idea. That is not the right energy that flows. So by pushing because you feel that you need to sell something at that time, it's not going to help. But by asking the right questions, by getting to understand what the client needs, by getting in front of a client with the attitude and the mindset of willing to serve, is going to be a lot more efficient in getting you a client in. And then you don't have that feeling that you have to push. Why am I using a script as well is because a script is giving you the confidence. And the confidence is really important in a sales. It's the competence and the confidence. If you have those two, then you probably will be in a better position to do good sales. And the competence and the confidence, they don't come from results. They come from training. And when you, again, I was actually watching a video here from, well, I don't have, can't remember the name now of the top sportsman. God, that's a bit of a pity. But anyway, it was a famous football player, and he was saying that he has a good life now. He has nice cars, he has a good house, maybe different houses. He can travel all over the world whenever he wants. He has a private jet. He has everything he needs in his life. And he was telling that his son was coming to ask him if he could offer to his girlfriend a Ferrari. So his kid was actually not really realizing how much the value is of all those things and how much effort it's requiring to get those things. So his father told him that he couldn't get things like that. He needed to show first that he was taking action and doing things to earn that. Because you cannot just get things like this. You need to earn those things. So if you want to earn income from your sales, it's the same thing. You will have to take action. You will have to move to the client. You will have to ask those difficult questions. But first of all, you will have to train every single day on this. And it's only then that you will still get better day by day by day. And it seems that when you stop training yourself for 12 hours, you already get rusted. You already start forgetting some of the essential things that you should know to be able to do good sales. And it's not because you train yourself every day and that you're doing the right things in the perfect sales cycle that you will close every client. Of course not. But you will do a lot better than if you don't train yourself and when you're not getting into the habit. And I have clients that are telling me it's not working. I'm calling like 2 or 3 people and they don't respond or they don't call back or they actually they don't take any action. So the question is, how often have you tried to get back to them? Is it 1, 2 times, 3 times? You need actually 8 to 12 times before that a client is even willing to take a decision. And only 80% of the people that are being called the 8th, 9th till the 12th time is probably going to say yes. But if you stop after the second time that you have been in touch with the person, then you probably will end with only 2% of the people saying yes to you. So again, it's only by getting that trust and that competence that you will get to your results, and that comes to training. And by training every day, you will get more comfortable, you will get more confident, and you will get obviously a lot more competent. And by those C's, the 3 C's, with those 3 C's, you will get a lot stronger, and you will get the results that you want, and you will get a better life. Because the most beautiful job in the world is to sell, because you serve. And selling is giving you the life that you want. And if you don't do that enough, then you will probably be miserable for the rest of your life. So what is it that you are willing to do to get from your hating sales to at least appreciating sales? I'm not saying that you need to love it, because when you have to do cold calls day after day after day, and you might end up only having like 10 out of 1,000 people that are saying yes to you, it's hard. It's not easy, because the people on the other side of the line don't always understand that it is about service. And that's the skill for you, to get them to understand that you're calling because of a service, because you want to help them, because you want to give them something that will serve them, that will make their lives better. Whether it is a car, a phone, whether it is a coaching service, it doesn't matter. It really is always about what it can serve for the other. But if you don't propose it, if you don't talk about it, if you don't call them to suggest it, they will not even know about it. And it's not by just calling them once that they will get convinced about you. They have never heard about you. Maybe they have seen you on social media, and I hope, because that means that you're getting visible and that people start to notice you. But if that's not the case, why would they work with you? They don't even know you. Why would they trust you? So you have to try to get through that, to get those people to trust you. And that is by doing a training every day with anybody that can help you to do that. And as I said, it can be by register yourself or putting your face on the camera, looking in the mirror, working with a colleague. I was actually thinking before that I started this live, I was thinking maybe it would be interesting to start instead of doing a coaching training, like my programs. The most of my programs is one-on-one VIP coaching programs, or it's the Yes Academy with a group of people. But I was thinking maybe it could be interesting to do a training every day, like for, I don't know, I'm thinking out loud now, 3 months, like every day, 15 minutes with a group of people to role play and to train every single day and see what happens. I'm sure by doing that, and where I will coach you obviously and doing it better and giving you the advice of where you can do this a little bit better, well, I'm sure that you will get a lot more results out of your sales. I haven't seen this actually I don't think I've seen this at least not in Belgium. I know that Grant is doing it for every single day. You can actually go into Grant's calls to get an hour role play with the whole group of people, but it's a big group of people, so you don't always have a chance to role play yourself. You can listen to the others obviously as well. But in my case, especially here in Belgium, I don't think we would be such a big group, so it would be a lot easier to get you into a role play. But if you like that idea, I would say put it in the chat or send me an email, let me know, because then I will see if this is something that you would consider or that you would like, because it would help you to get into your role play. And by doing that, you will obviously get the right questions to work with, and you will train on those difficult questions that you have to ask, but we will train on the perfect sales cycle. So anyway, I'm just putting it out there. I haven't thought about it yet. It's just an idea. It's part of what we do in our business, is putting an idea out there, checking, teasing it, seeing if people are interested in it. And if you are, then I will put something together. I've done this actually as well with my Your Next Me mastermind. I had clients invited here for New Year, and while they were there, and the day before, I was actually thinking, what if I could do this on a regular basis and do 4 times a year, have a day with some clients, a mastermind where we do intervisions and where we tackle some, the objectives of the 3 months, where we do a little bit of problem solving thinking. And it actually happened. The mastermind is live. We are 8 people in the group, and it's great. So we're going to start here the 1st of March. And that is something that we could do here as well with role playing and sales. And I think it's a great idea. Anyway, let me know what you think, if that could help. But just remember that if you want to be good in sales, stop hating it, but start training yourself. Because by training yourself every day, you will definitely not hate it anymore. You will start appreciating it and probably have some fun as well. Okay, so that was the live for today. And if there is anything that you want to know, just let me know as well. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. If you are on Instagram and you don't follow me yet, please follow me, because I'm putting you or giving you a lot of advice in different aspects of the mindset, money mindset, marketing, sales. And if you are on Facebook, same thing. Anyway, I'm on LinkedIn obviously as well. You can find me everywhere. I'm even on TikTok. So if you think this is something that is of interest for you, then definitely start following me. Okay, I'll see you, I'll hear you, or I read you, and I'll be happy to be there again next Monday. And I'm switching actually from Instagram to Facebook Live, because I'm also recording myself, because the recording that I'm using, I'm putting it onto YouTube, and I'm putting it later on onto my podcast as well. So that's what we do when we have content that we multiply and that we put out everywhere we can. So again, have a great evening and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.